All right, let's talk about food labels and all those healthy claims we see on the front of food boxes and packaging. So, health claims on packaged foods are designed to catch our attention and convince us that the product is healthy when often it's just really not. So, this is why one of my number one tips on food labels is to completely ignore the claims on the front and proceed directly to the back and read the ingredients list. So let's talk about what some of the most common claims are and what they mean. Light. Light products are processed to reduce either calories or fat. Some products are simply watered down. Check carefully to see if something has been added instead, like sugar often. Multigrain. This sounds really healthy, but it only means that a product contains more than one type of grain. And most likely these are refined grains unless the product is marketed as a whole grain specifically. Natural. This does not necessarily mean that the product resembles anything natural or is natural. It simply indicates that at one point in time, the manufacturer had contact with a natural source like apples or rice or cherries. Organic. This label says very little about whether a product is healthy because after all, organic sugar is still sugar. Which leads us to no added sugar. I love this one. The fact that they don't have added sugar doesn't mean that they're healthy. Unhealthy sugar substitutes may also have been added, and some foods naturally contain sugar. How about low calorie? Low calorie products tend to have 1/3 fewer calories than the original product. Yet, one brand's low calorie version may have the same amount of calories as another brand's original version. Who knows? Let's talk about low fat. Low fat usually means that fat has been reduced at the cost of adding more sugar, so read the ingredients list carefully. And other times, the fat content hasn't even been reduced. Some brands have been known to duplicate their product and just list smaller serving sizes just so it qualifies as low fat or even low carb. And let's talk about low carb. Low carb diets have been linked to health, but still processed foods that are labeled low carb are still usually just processed foods and similar to low fat processed foods, so they're junk. Or how about made with whole grains? The product may contain little whole grains, so check the list. If the whole grains aren't in the first 3 or 4 ingredients, the amount is negligible. Fortified or enriched. This means that nutrients have been added to the product either because they were lacking or taken away during processing. So because something is fortified doesn't exactly make it healthy. Gluten-free, I love this one. Gluten-free does not mean healthy. Simply because a product doesn't contain wheat, barley, or rye, or it doesn't mean it's not healthy. It could be loaded with unhealthy fats and sugars. Gluten-free cake is still cake. Fruit flavored is another one. I mean, that refers to natural fruit flavors such as strawberry or yogurt. However, the product may contain any fruit and other chemicals that taste like fruit. Zero trans fat is another one. This doesn't mean zero, this means less than half a gram per serving. Thus, if the serving sizes are misleadingly small, this product contains more trans fat than you think. So despite these cautionary words, truly healthy foods, organic, whole grain, or natural, still, because a label makes certain claims, doesn't guarantee that it's healthy. I mean, after all, gluten-free pizza is still a pizza. So arm yourself with this information, stick to reading the back of the box, read the label, read the ingredients, rather than being tempted by the colorful bells and whistles on the front of the box.